श्रीपाद श्रीवल्लभत्वं सदैव श्रीदत्तास्मान् पाहि देवाधिदेव भावग्राह्य क्लेशहारिं सुकीर्ते घोरात् कष्टात् उद्धरास्मान् नमस्ते। त्वं नो माता त्वं पिता प्तोऽधिपस्त्वं त्राता योग क्षेमकृत् सद्गुरुस्त्वं त्वं सर्वस्वं नो प्रभो विश्वमूर्ते घोरात् कष्टात् उद्धरास्मान् नमस्ते। पापं तापं व्याधिमादिं च दैन्यं भीतिं क्लेशं त्वं हराशुत्वदन्यम् त्रातारन्नो वीक्ष ईशास्त्रजूर्ते घोरात् कष्टात् उद्धरास्मान् नमस्ते। नान्यस्त्राता न पिता न भर्ता त्वत्तो देव त्वं शरण्योकहर्ता कुर्वात्रेयानुग्रहं पूर्णराते घोरात् कष्टात् उद्धरास्मान् नमस्ते। धर्मे प्रीतिं सन्मतिं देवभक्तिं सत्सङ्गाप्तिं देहि भुक्तिं च मुक्तिं भावासक्तिं चाखिलानन्दमूर्ते घोरात् कष्टात् उद्धरास्मान् नमस्ते। श्लोकपञ्चकमेतद्यो लोकमङ्गलवर्धनम् प्रपठेन्नियतो भक्त्या श्रीदत्तप्रियो भवेत् श्रीदत्तप्रियो भवेत् श्रीदत्तप्रियो भवेत् श्रीदत्तप्रियो भवेत्। श्रीपादराजं शरणं प्रपद्ये। श्रीपाद श्रीवल्लभ चरितामृतम् Chapter 32 Description of Nava Naathas. After touching the lotus feet of Sripada Vallabha, I asked, Lord, I heard that there are great Siddha yogis named as Nava Naathas and that they are quasi-incarnations of Lord Datta. I pray to Sri Charana to accept my prayer and tell me about them. I grasped that on hearing the name of Nava Naathas an ambrosial shower from the eyes of Srivallabha was streaming out into the external creation. I saw in his looks the consciousness of love shown by a mother cow on its young calf. He was gratified and spoke like this: "My dear ones, Matsyendra, Gorakshaka, Jalandhara, Gahani, Adbhanga, Chauranga, Bhartari, Charpata, and Naganatha are Nava Naathas. Mere remembrance of them gives auspicious results. The grace of Lord Datta would certainly be on those who recollect the names of Nava Naathas." Some years before the commencement of Kali Yuga, Shri Krishna, surrounded by great devotees like Uddhava and all Yadavas, thought about Navanarayanas, who are now called Navanathas. Emperor Rishabha had 100 sons. Among them, 9 ones who were having the Narayana Amsha, that is fractional faculties of Narayana, were called Navanarayanas. Their names are Kavi, Hari, Antariksha, Prabuddha, Pippalayana, Avirhotra, Drimila, Chamasa, and Karabhajana. All of them were Siddha Purushas who were in a state of Avadhootas. As per my command, and to comply with the promise made in the Krishna incarnation, and to conduct the mission of establishment of Dharma, they were born on this earth as Navanathas. Kavi was born as Matsyendranatha. Hari was born as a disciple of Matsyendranatha under the name of Gorakshaka. Antariksha was born as Jalandhara and Prabuddha as his disciple under the name of Kanipa. Pippalayana was born as Charpata. Avirhotra was born as Nageshanatha. Drimila under the name Bhartarinatha, Chamasa under the name of Revananatha were born. Karabhajana was born under the name of Gahaninatha. In the beginning of creation, the semen of Brahma leaked due to some reason. Vyasa Maharshi wrote in Bhavishya Purana that many sages would be born in many places from that semen. There was one Uparichara Vasu. He was enamored of Urvashi. His sperm leaked and fell into the Yamuna river. A fish drank it. From that fish, Matsyendranatha was born. Shiva burnt Cupid into ashes with the fire from his forehead. In that ash, the soul of Cupid was lying in a subtle form. When one king named Brihadrata was performing a yajna, Jalandharanatha emerged from the fire altar of that sacrifice. From the semen of Brahma that fell into the Reva or Narmada river, Revana Siddha was born. Some sperm of Brahma fell on the hood of a snake. The snake ate it, thinking it to be a food item. So it became pregnant. Janamejaya was performing Sarpa Yaga. A sage by name Astika rescued this great serpent from destruction. He hid that serpent nymph, Padmini, that is daughter of Takshaka, in the hole of a big Audumbara tree. Avirhotra had to be born from that embryo embedded in the womb. The daughter of Takshaka kept that embryo in the hollow of that Audumbara tree and left for her native place. From that, Avirhotra was born under the title Vatasiddha Naganatha. When Matsyendra was wandering in the country, he gave some holy ash charged with mantra to a issueless lady. She was having no faith and she threw that ash into the heaps of rubbish and sweepings. As that holy ash was having great power, Ghorakashtoddharana emerged from that. During the marriage of Parvati, Brahma, who officiated as the priest for the ceremony, became distracted on seeing the beauty of Parvati. On account of that, his semen leaked. He was ashamed and he rubbed that semen with the heel of his leg, concealing it from all. That rubbed semen became 60,000 parts, and from that 60,000 sages called Valakhilyas were born. Some part of it that was still left turned into waste and it fell into the river Bhagirathi. That gradually moved into the grassy shrub in the river bank and was caught there. The soul of Pippalayana entered into it, and a Navanatha by name Charpatanatha was born. A sage by name Kaulika, while going from his hut for collecting alms, kept the begging bowl outside the hut. At the exact time, the sperm of sun dropped into it. The Maharshi who noticed it preserved it there. Bhartari means begging bowl. So Bhartarinatha was called like that because he was born from the begging bowl. In the Himalaya mountain, in a dense forest, a big elephant was sleeping. On seeing Saraswati, Brahma was smitten with infatuation, and as a result, his sperm leaked. Providentially, that semen fell into the ear of that elephant. One person called Prabuddha took life from that, and as he was born out of the ear of the elephant, he became famous under the name Karnakanipa as one among the Nava Naathas. Gorakshaka prepared a clay human image chanting the Sanjeevani mantra. From that image, due to the efficacy of Sanjeevani mantra, Karabhajana came to life and was born with the name of Gahaninatha. These Navakrishnas, that is Navanarayanas, preserved their gross bodies in the Mandhara mountain and incarnated on the earth with their potencies as Navanathas and participated in the program of establishment of Dharma. Then I questioned, Victory! Victory to the Guru Sarvabhauma! You said that Navanatha incarnations were the quasi-incarnations of Navakrishnas. O Lord, is there any difference between Navakrishnas and Navanathas? Sri Sreepada was all smiles and directed towards us his gracious looks mixed with divine love. He proclaimed, Dear ones, I am the great Sankalpa for all this creation. The Sankalpas of all the gods and goddesses are only fractions of my great resolve. These fractional intentions will have independence to a limited extent. A cultivator ties a cow to a tree. He ties it with a long rope. That cow can graze only up to the distance allowed by the rope. It means that the cow has a predetermined limited space in which it can graze. It can graze subjected to those limitations. It implies that it was granted a restricted liberty. It can graze freely in the zone of freedom granted to it. If it has to cross those limits by grazing, it must necessarily have the permission of the farmer. When the fodder at that particular place is exhausted, the farmer would tie it to another tree or lengthens the rope if it is retained at the same tree. In the same fashion, the quasi-incarnations will be granted independence subjected to certain canons of dharma and karma. Therefore, the resolve emanates from the prime nature. The responsibility of implementing it would be entrusted to the part incarnations. When any problems crops up, these fractioned incarnations submit those difficulties to the prime phenomenon. They bring the grace from the Moola Tattva and cause welfare to the living beings. As the fractional incarnations of the main nature do not have bad qualities like lust, hate, arrogance, they are capable of performing all the activities that the Moola Prakriti is capable of. Therefore, as far as living beings are concerned, there is no difference even if an incarnation comes as a Poorna Avatara or an Amsha Avatara. Victory! Victory to Sri Sreepada Srivallabha! Here ends the 32nd chapter of Sripada Srivallabha Charitaamritham.
Belaguve Naa Mangalaratutiya, Belaguve Naa Mangalaratutiya, Belaguve Naaruti Narasimha Saraswati, Belaguve Naaruti Narasimha Saraswati, Ati Nandana Guru Dattatreya, Belaguve Naa Mangalaratutiya, Belaguve Naaruti Narasimha Saraswati, Ati Nandana Guru Dattatreya, Belaguve Naa Mangalaratutiya. ಬಂಜೆಗೆ ಸುತ್ತರಿತ್ತು ಬರಡು ಕ್ಷೀರವ ಕರೆದು, ಬಂಜೆಗೆ ಸುತ್ತರಿತ್ತು ಬರಡು ಕ್ಷೀರವ ಕರೆದು, ಅವರಿಯ ಚಪ್ಪರದಿ ದ್ರವ್ಯ ತೆಗೆದು. ಬಂಜೆಗೆ ಸುತ್ತರಿತ್ತು ಬರಡು ಕ್ಷೀರವ ಕರೆದು, ಅವರಿಯ ಚಪ್ಪರದಿ ದ್ರವ್ಯ ತೆಗೆದು. ಹಿಂಗದೆ ಭಕುತರನಾನಂದದಿ ಸಲಹುವ ತಂದೆ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಮೂರ್ತಿ ದತ್ತಾತ್ರೇಯ, ಹಿಂಗದೆ ಭಕುತರನಾನಂದದಿ ಸಲಹುವ ತಂದೆ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಮೂರ್ತಿ ದತ್ತಾತ್ರೇಯ, ಬೆಳಗುವೆ ನಾ ಮಂಗಳಾರತಿಯ. ದೀಪಾವಳಿಯು ಬರಲನೇಕ ಶಿಷ್ಯರು ಬಂದು, ನಾಳೆ ನಮ್ಮನೆಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಎನ್ನಲು. ದೀಪಾವಳಿಯು ಬರಲನೇಕ ಶಿಷ್ಯರು ಬಂದು, ನಾಳೆ ನಮ್ಮನೆಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಎನ್ನಲು. ವಿಶ್ವರೂಪವ ತೋರಿ ಇಷ್ಟಾರ್ಥ ಪಾಲಿಸಿದ, ವಿಶ್ವರೂಪವ ತೋರಿ ಇಷ್ಟಾರ್ಥ ಪಾಲಿಸಿದ, ಭಕ್ತರನ್ನು ಸಲಹುವ ಗುರುಮೂರ್ತಿಗೆ, ಬೆಳಗುವೆ ನಾ ಮಂಗಳಾರತಿಯ. ಭೀಮಾದ್ರಿ ತೀರದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ವಾಸವ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸಂಗಮದಿ ಸ್ನಾನಾನುಷ್ಠಾನ ಮಾಡಿ. ಭೀಮಾದ್ರಿ ತೀರದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ವಾಸವ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸಂಗಮದಿ ಸ್ನಾನಾನುಷ್ಠಾನ ಮಾಡಿ. ರಾಜ್ಯವಾಕ್ಯವ ನಡೆಸಬೇಕೆಂದು ಗಾಣಗಾಪುರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಥಿರವಾದ ಗುರುಮೂರ್ತಿಗೆ, ರಾಜ್ಯ ಬೆಳಗಬೇಕೆಂದು ಗಾಣಗಾಪುರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಥಿರವಾದ ಗುರುಮೂರ್ತಿಗೆ ಬೆಳಗುವೆ ನಾ ಮಂಗಳಾರುತಿ. ಬೆಳಗುವೆ ನಾರುತಿ ನರಸಿಂಹ ಸರಸ್ವತಿ. ಬೆಳಗುವೆ ನಾರುತಿ ನರಸಿಂಹ ಸರಸ್ವತಿ. ಅತ್ರಿನಂದನ ಗುರು ದತ್ತಾತ್ರೇಯ ಬೆಳಗುವೆ